Hi, welcome back to the channel. So in this video we've got a little experiment to do. So I have this kit. It's from Fizzywhiz and it's an experiment kit. So I'm going to open up the box. I'll show you the contents of what you get inside and then we're going to do some experiments. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. Okay, so I've opened up the package, but I've not actually delved inside, so I actually don't even know what's in here. So opening it up straight away, I can see there's some instructions. So this is basically like for wax gel or spillable wax or something. We'll soon find out. But in here we've got 2 fragrance oils. We've got Honey I Cleaned the Kids, and we've got Kiki Beach. I don't know what they smell like, so when we get to using them we'll decide which ones we're going to use. Then we've got this whole instruction booklet. So this shows like all the contents of what's inside, and basically it tells you what you can make. It can make squeezy wax melts. It's got all the instructions in there. Oh, we've even got some stickers, some round stickers. Then you can make scoopable wax melts. Oh, that's it. So let's see what else we've got in here. So we've got all the plastic pots. That's what the wax will be going into. Then we've also got some plastic bottles, and I take it these are the lids for them, because this is going to be the squeezable wax. So the lids for the bottles. Oh, there's quite a few of those. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, so at least 6 of those with all the lids. We have a digital thermometer, coconut oil, fractionated. Never used that before. We've got 2 of those. We've got a little bag of 500 grams of soya wax pillar blend. So that's that. We've got some spatulas, more oils, some glitter powder, it's like silver, some glitters, the plastic jug, and then these are wax dyes. So we've got blue, pastel red and light yellow, so they're dyes. And then these are more fragrance oils. So we've got Miss Million, Rouge, Black Opium, Angels and Aliens. So little sample fragrances of those. So that's everything in the kit. What should we make? Should we make... I think in this video we're going to make the squeezy wax melts. So what I'm going to do is follow the instructions, and what it says that you will also need, as well as this kit, is just some scales, some gloves and any other fragrance oils of your choice. So I'm going to follow these instructions and we are going to make some squeezy wax melts. So the first step is to place your jug onto your scales. Make sure it's set to 0, and we need to add 200 grams of this soya wax. So we're going to pour that in till it gets to 2. So this makes 6 bottles of 1 cent. Now if you want to make less, just half everything or divide by 6. I'm going to half it because I don't want to make 6 bottles of 1 cent. So we'll do 100 grams of wax. There you go. So that's 100 grams. 100 grams of wax. And then half of the oil is 150 grams of coconut oil. So add your wax and then oil, and we have to stir together. Okay, so there's the oil. So we want to add this till it gets to 250. So let's pour that in. So 150. Obviously with this you can't take away, so you need to just be careful. 218, 229, 243. Okay, that'll do. Oh, bang on, 250. Then it says stir together. So we'll stir that up. Then we have to put it in the microwave for 30 seconds, stir and repeat until melted. So I'm going to go over to my microwave, put this in, and I'm going to do that 30 seconds, melt, stir, repeat until this is melted, and then I'll be back. Okay, so that's melted up. I probably did it in total for about 2 minutes, so that's hot. The next step is for every 100 grams you add 1 ml of colour. So I'm going to do blue because I've decided I'm going to do blue because I've decided I'm going to use Waikiki Beach fragrance oil, and I'm not going to measure this one out. I'm just going to drop it in. So it says to add that. You can always add more, and I'm going to add a sprig of this green glitter as well. Oh, probably a bit too much than I wanted. And then just stir that up. And then you can see the colour. Oh wow, it's like a mermaid. So you can put more colour, less colour, you can mix colours to get whatever desired effect you want. The next step will be that once this gets to 65 degrees, you have to add your fragrance oil and then stir for 2 minutes. So the fragrance oil was 50 grams for the original recipe, but I've done half. So we need to do 25 grams of fragrance oil. Just going to put that on the scales. I'm just going to check the temperature. So I've got the digital scales. It's in Fahrenheit. We want it in degrees. And then we're going to use the Waikiki Beach, and we're going to do 25 grams of that. So the thermometer's going up. It's currently at 94, 95. So I'm just going to wait for this to cool down to the desired temperature. So it has to be 65 degrees. We're currently now at 97 and it's climbing. So I'll wait for this to go back down to temperature. I'll tell you how long that took and then I'll be back. Okay, it's been about 13 minutes and we're at about 70 degrees, so we've still got about 5 degrees before the ideal fragrance. But what I want to do is I just want to mix it up because all my glitter has sunk to the bottom, so I don't know if I should have put the glitter in. So before I add the fragrance, I'm just going to give it another stir, mix that up. So it said to add 50 grams of fragrance oil, but because I've half the mixture, I'm going to do 25 grams, and then you have to stir for 2 minutes. So I'm just going to reset the scale. That's at 0, and I'm going to add 25 grams of this Waikiki Beach fragrance oil. That's 26 grams. And now let's stir for 2 minutes. So this is just coming up to 2 minutes of being stirred, and the only last step to do now is to pour them into your bottles, and then it says to leave for at least an hour before you put the lids on. So to let the mixture completely cool before you add the lids. And then it says before you even then use the product, you need to wait at least 2 weeks. The longer you can let it sit and not use it and cure, the better the fragrance will work in the soya wax, and it allows the soya wax to set and do what it's supposed to do. So the mixture I've done, I believe it should do 3 bottles, but we'll see. I halved the mixture, and I don't know if the glitter is going to set to the bottom of the bottles, but it may do. I'm just going to pour that there. So I've got my bottles, and I'm literally going to pour carefully. I better use my right hand. I'm going to pour into the bottle. Might have to hold this up. Normally when you make wax melts, they the mixture goes hard quite quick, but this is just like liquid. So I'll do it to there. So my glitter is settling there at the bottom. Just gonna give that another mix. So that one didn't quite fill up. It's done about 3/4, and that was half in the mixture. And I didn't overspill those two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set these to the side, and we're going to let these cool before we put the lids on. So leave them for 1 hour. I'm going to clean out this pot, and we're going to make another recipe. So to clean out in between, I'm literally just using a bit of kitchen towel. I'm just wiping it while it's still warm. Getting glitter all over the hand. We'll just clean it out like that. So now what we're going to make is we're going to make the scoopable wax melts. So it's the same process. The only difference is you use more wax to oil, coconut oil. So again, the recipe in the book is to make 13 pots. So it makes 13 of these little pots, but I don't want to make 13 pots. So I'm going to probably divide that by 3, and I'm just going to do 1/3 of that. So where it says to use 300 grams of soya wax, I'm just going to use 100. So I'm going to measure that out. I'm going to do 100 grams of soya wax. So 1/3 of the coconut oil would be 67 grams of coconut oil, and then 1/3 of the fragrance oil would be about 17 grams of fragrance oil. So let me mix up that. I'll get that melted and we'll show you the next step. So I've just mixed up the wax and the coconut oil, and compared to the first mixture, there's obviously a lot less oil. So it's a lot of a thicker mixture, because this is going to be the scoopable. So I'm going to do the same process and melt this in the microwave. Okay, that's melted up, so it's nice and hot. In this one I'm going to use the bright yellow colour. Squeeze that in. Oh my god, it's like a luminous yellow. We're going to mix that colour in. I'm not going to put no glitter at this stage. I'm going to put glitter on the top. So I'll mix that, and then we need to let this cool again down to 65 degrees. So this is still quite hot. So I'm going to put the thermometer in, let it cool down, and then we'll add the fragrance oil. But the fragrance oil I'm going to use this time is the honey I cleaned the kids. I'll be back once this is cooled down. Okay, I allowed the mixture to cool down. I've added my 17 grams of fragrance oil of the honey I cleaned the kids, and I've just been stirring it for the 2 minutes. So that's just coming to the last like 5 seconds of doing the 2 minutes, and then simply the next step is to pour into the pots. And the same thing is you have to leave the lids off. So I'm not sure how many pots it's going to fill. So I'm just going to line my pots up and we'll see how many it fills. So that done 4 and a bit. So the one that's half full, that would be my sampler pot. And then the next step is to just sprinkle some glitter on the top. So same with these now need to be left for 1 hour before you can add the lids on. Let them cool down for minimum 1 hour and I'll be back to show you the finished product. Okay, so these have all had their hour curing, they've got the lids on. This is how the Squeezable wax has turned out. So it's turned into a pastel blue. You can't see the glitter, so maybe once it's used and it's heated up in a wax melt burner, the glitter will come out as it warms up. But I can't test these now for 2 weeks, so I'll let you know how I get on with those. But I've got my 3 bottles, or 3 and a bit bottles, so that will be my tester of those. And then these are the Scoopable wax melts. So the glitter has sat really nice on top of that hasn't sunk in. So these again need to be sat for 2 weeks, but these ones you literally would just scoop out a bit, put it into your wax melt burner and release your fragrance. So again, I'll let you know how these turn out. But again, this was such a simple kit to use, and I've got so many of my own fragrances before I even, you know, go into this kit, so I can make so many more of these. I've always wondered how people made these squeezable wax melts, because, you know, some people like different options. They don't just want a standard wax bar. So just to try out how to do it, this kit was so good. The experimenter making kit from Fizzywhiz, not a sponsored video, I've got this kit myself. I've got another video coming out soon, another Fizzywhiz kit of a perfume making kit, so make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss that video. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it fun. I hope it's given you some inspiration to go out and buy a little kit and have some fun making things. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.